Hello, Spooky Starborns. I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Peyton.
And today we are taking the characters from Sarah J. Maas's Crescent City series and we are saying putting them in Halloween costumes and for 2023.
Yes. So, just a cup of coffee as we dive between these paper sheets.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, y'all. In honor of Crescent City 3, A House of Flame and Shadow coming out in January, we want to start paying attention to these characters, coming back to them, and spooky season is the best time because Crescent City is an urban-ish fantasy. And so these characters damn well would dress up for Halloween. And so we're going to put them in 2023 and pick those costumes.
Yes. I'm so excited for this episode. I think it's going to be a good time because I definitely see, especially these ladies going out to the club all dressed up for Halloween.
Yes.
But since we will be talking about Crescent City and both
Mhm.
of these books in preparation for CC3 coming out in January, there will be spoilers because we will be talking about these characters. So as these characters evolve, obviously they adapt and become new. So just, if you haven't read the Crescent City series, I mean, stick around if you want to be spoiled a little bit, but hey, I can't tell you what we're going to talk about. So.
All right, we are kicking it off with the one and only Bryce Quinlan. All right, Peyton, who is Bryce dressing up for Halloween?
So this is difficult because
Yeah.
in the books we see Bryce go from this to this to this, and so you don't really know what Bryce are you going to pick out. I, for some reason, when I think back to reading these books, now it's been some time, and Aubrey and I, this is the reason why we chose Crescent City for this episode, because I was like, who's that? What happened? It's been 2 years since I've read these books, so over a year, almost 2 years, and I was like, hey, I have no idea what's happening in these books. So
yeah,
I chose to, of course, put Bryce in something sexy. So she will be hot,
yes,
as she always is. But I thought hey, what if she would do a little not couples costume, but just you're so anyways, I have Bryce as a sexy cat.
okay,
She has that the bone structure in her face, and I think
yeah,
some red hair would be so poppy, and I think sexy cat, not little girl cat. And then I want Syrinx to be a mouse because I just think because Syrinx is supposed to be almost almost like a lion doll sort of thing. Wouldn't it be funny if they
yeah,
so
the
I
chimera as a mouse. That's funny.
yeah. So exactly. I just think it'd be so funny. But she can be sexy, and then she has her right hand pet. And I think
Yes.
maybe I'm putting myself into her position. That's what I don't know. I love Bryce so much. I'm this is what I would do.
Yeah, she is definitely going for the look. That is Bryce to a T. Okay, so I think that Bryce definitely would have seen the Barbie movie and would have been obsessed. Power move, very pro women. So I think Bryce would go as Barbie, even if though it's a little stereotypical. I think she would kind of embrace that and everyone dressing up as Barbie. But I think specifically she's gonna go as Starborn Barbie. And so she's gonna go decked out as Barbie, but you know how there's all the different niches and different versions of Barbie in the movie. So she's gonna borrow the sword from Rune and just go full decked out to complete her look
I
as
love that.
show off the tattoo.
Yeah. I do think I don't see Bryce as necessarily a girl's girl, but I do see her as a I'm gonna take this and be funny. She's funny.
Yeah.
This is so
Uh-huh.
funny. So I think that'd be a good time. Okay, so we have Mr. Hunt Atholar next, I believe.
Yes.
All right, what are we thinking?
Okay. I cannot see Hunt willingly dressing up for Halloween. Like like, thinking about in the book how Bryce, like, was always messing with him and setting, like, profile pictures, and he was very, like, low tech, this, like, old like, he's like, "I'm from the older generation. I was a fallen angel,
Yeah,
like,
whatever.
thousands of years ago," or whatever, however old he is. I don't know. I think he would go no effort, and so I think Bryce leaning into the fact that she's gonna go as Starborn Barbie, I think she just buys him a shirt that says that "I'm Ken enough" and gives him, like, a cowboy hat, so it's,
Oh.
like, almost like Western Ken, but, like, not full commit, and she doesn't wanna do a full couple's costume, but she wants to, like, have that inspired thing in there. But if he had to do something on his own, I think he'd go as, like, a soldier and just wear one of his old uniforms and be like, "Yep, call it a day."
I have
Like
this.
when a nurse dresses up as a nurse and just wears their own
Yeah, you're
scrubs.
like, yeah, I'm a nurse for Halloween because I don't care."
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, so I had the same thought, like, wave.
Mhm.
So what I did is I thought that okay, so of course I wanted Bryce and Hunt to do a couple's costume,
Yeah.
but then when I was doing it, I was like, no, like I'm here for Cyrenix, so I'm like, I'm gonna do that. So I was serious, so that was mine. But Hunt, I had the same idea. I think I had two options. If he got like forced to go somewhere and like just to piss Bryce off, I think he'd wear
Mhm.
like a denim jacket or something, or like a leather jacket, and then underneath it, it would say, "This is my Halloween costume."
Yep.
Like
Mhm.
shirt, like
Mhm.
every like guy that doesn't like how like dressing up would do. So I feel like he'd wear that, or
Yes.
I could totally see him going as like a badass like pirate. Like,
Okay.
'cause I
Yeah.
see him with, like, those, like, dark eyes, like, I could see him with, like, dark, um, like, makeup around his eyes and stuff, like, I think
Uh-huh.
he'd be into that kind of, like, Pirates of
Like
the
it
Caribbean, like, drinking my rum and, like,
Uh-huh.
getting drunk. Yeah, like,
If
low-key
I
pi
have to dress up for something, I'm going to for the pirate look.
I'm
Yeah,
going for, like, the
absolutely.
drunk pirate, yeah, so I feel like
Mhm.
and that's kinda, like, low-key and, like, he can kind of, like, reuse probably some of his work shit for that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Pirate hat and then call it a day. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I thought if he had to dress up. But I just think the shirt, you know,
Yeah.
I think
Overall, Hunt is not a Halloween dude.
no,
Like, this is not his holiday. He would love seeing Bryce dress up in, like, her, like, little slutty outfit, but I
yeah,
think at the end of the day, he's like, "Or we could stay home."
exactly. All right, so next we have did we have Ethan?
Yes,
Okay.
Ethan, our little wannabe frat boy.
Yeah,
I
Ethan.
like Ethan, I'm like, "Oh, he's just like a little guy." Like, just a little like, he's just a little jock, and, like, the scene of him and I think it's Crescent City too, where he's, like, practicing with, like, the sword or something, and he, like, breaks Bryce's, like, coffee table, and she comes in, and she's just like, "Aw, little guy," and in his head, he's like, "I'm in love with you." It's so hilarious to me.
I love on TikTok, like it's so funny on TikTok. There's like
Mhm.
Hunt Athlor girls, there's Rune Dannon girls, and then there's Ethan Holstrom girls.
Yeah.
And those Ethan girls, they always make like in Crescent City too, when Ethan's sleeping at Bryce's apartment and like her and Han are like banging it out, and he's like
Mhm.
there like I love her, and they're having sex right now in the room next to me. Like poor Ethan. Like honestly, justice for Ethan. That poor boy.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not my type. He's not my character. He's not my
No.
crush at all. But I just feel so bad for him
Yeah.
because time and time again, he like is just there. Like he's just that
Mhm.
character that is there to move the story along.
He started as Connor's younger brother, and he never got to leave that. And, like, still, even now, he's got his own, like, little storyline and stuff going on, and I'm like, "But he's just, like he's just the little kid he's just the kid. He's the kid of the group, guys."
Yes, exactly. I
Alright, what is he for Halloween?
okay, so I had once again 2 options. One,
Okay.
if we're going like who he is on the outside, who everyone sees him
Mhm.
as is this like wannabe frat boy. I see him as coming to like a party just as like in his sunball like
Mm,
player
mhm.
uniform. Like he's just
Yeah.
like, oh, like I'm a sunball player. Like it's whatever. But if he actually if he actually was doing what he wanted to do, I know this man is such a dork and such a nerd. He plays his video games. He
Yes.
acts like he can like wield a sword. He would be like all out. I'm talking to the nines, like Luke Skywalker. Like he would
Yes, he
like
would.
some type of Jedi Knight. Like he would like
Yes.
embody that nerdiness. I don't
And
know.
his caption is, like, just looking for, like, my Layla or something like that, even though they, like, aren't like, that's not the real
Yeah.
ship or something like that, but he's just like
Yeah, yeah. So I think from the outside, he'd be like, yeah, like, I'm a sunball player, but actually he's like, oh my god, I love Star Wars.
Yes, perfect. Okay, I think he wants so badly to dress up as Travis Kelce and have Bryce be Taylor Swift,
Oh yes.
and, like, in his mind, he's like, "Oh," like, joking he, like, says it to her joking around and, like, because 'cause I'm, like, the football like, I'm the sunball guy, and, like, now with you, like, everyone knows that you're, like, the queen like, the Autumn King's, like, kid and all that kinda stuff, and the Starborn, like, you're at the top of your world, like, party girl, like and, like, in his mind, that works perfectly, and there is no better costume for him than, like, him being Travis Kelce and Bryce being Taylor Swift. Obviously, Bryce isn't gonna go as Taylor Swift. And so he, like, gets the Travis Kelce costume. I have a whole narrative for this. So he, like, jokingly around says it, okay. She's like, "Oh, that would be, like, so funny." And, like, she doesn't even, she knows he likes her, but, like, she's not gonna bring attention to it, and she's just like, "That would be such a friend's costume," and stuff like that, plays it off, but she's like, "Oh, but I'm already going to Starborn Barbie," and he's like, "Oh, that's sick for you." Tries to, like, play it down. So he still gets the Travis Kelce costume. He gets it. He, like, looks at himself in the mirror with it, and he's like, "Yeah, like, it's a good costume. It's, like, Sunball, but it's not fully Sunball." He's like, "So I'm still, like, dressing up as something." He, like, puts a lot of effort into this Kelsey costume. And then the night comes for them to, like, go do, like, their drinking and clubbing and stuff, the reason they're dressing up for. And he goes, "I can't fucking wear this." He's like, "No, she's not Taylor Swift. I can't be Travis Kelce by myself. Like, that's just gonna be too awkward." And so then he wears his Batman costume from last year.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna be Batman again.
There's no way last year with, like, the Robert Patterson, like, Batman, like, that Ethan didn't go as, like, set like, a hot, hot Batman.
Exactly. I could definitely see it. No. Honestly, guys, just for Ethan, I feel bad for him. He's just out here
Yeah.
trying his werewolf best. Like,
Isn't he gonna, like doesn't he and he just met the dragon girl, and, like, I think his, like, whole arc is possibly, like, maybe his romance is gonna be with this dragon person, and, like, I don't know, that his whole plot line when he separates from the group and he starts, like, living in the frat house, but, like, doing his own thing with, like, Rune's frat friends, like, Duncan? I don't know.
yeah, there's a bunch of idiots like that.
No, Declan, like, all those
Yeah.
people I stopped caring about his storyline, like, him in Bryce's apartment, I was like, "Oh, this is so fun," like, he's got the wolf connection and all that stuff, I love that arc, but then, like, once he left and he's, like, doing his own thing and he was dealing with that, like, shady dream star guy, I don't know,
I was
I
like,
lost
"See ya."
interest. Bye, hope to not see you in Crescent City 3 until you join the main plot.
See when you come back to the story. Oh, it's hilarious. Oh,
Ugh,
okay. So these next two, I
yes.
speaking of side plots, loved their side plot. That is Juniper and Fury.
Yes.
They are Bryce's BFFs, and I love
Mhm.
during Crescent City when they're like, "We don't know what's up with Bryce."
They're like, "She is going through something, and we are not gonna be that supportive of her because she started crossing some bridges. She started doing too much."
Yeah, it's like when
Like,
you
in
in
their own right,
yeah,
but
it's like when you're in college and you have, like, your party friends and, like, they're a good group of friends and you love them to death and you go out with them and everything, but then, like, once shit actually hits the fan, you're like, "Actually, maybe you don't belong in this part of my life."
yeah,
It's
like,
like, "I'll see you when
oh,
we go to the bar again."
yeah.
Um, so that yeah, Juniper and Fury, we decided to do, I'm guessing you also, a couple's costume because
Yes.
they end up together. Uh,
They are a great couple,
they're
and I love, like, Bryce, like, I don't think
yeah.
she, like, realized it for a while. It, like, took her a minute.
Yes!
She's, like, in
Oh,
Bryce land.
yeah.
Yeah, she's like,
Oh,
"What?"
really?
Okay. What do you have for him?
Okay, so, I mean, this is, like, pretty simple. They
Yeah.
are angel and devil. They just are,
Okay.
but,
Yeah.
you know, Juniper, is, like, angel to the max, like, she's our ballerina, she's
Mhm.
gonna reuse her tutu, okay?
Yes.
Fury is a badass bitch, okay? She is gonna,
Yes.
like it's gonna be more of, like, a masculine devil, I feel.
Mhm.
Maybe with, like, a cool, like, leather jacket that's, like, red or, like, something like
Yep.
that. I don't know, like, I was like, "I'm gonna be creative with this," and I'm like, "No, like, this is what I want."
Yeah. She's wearing tight red leather pants, and she looks hot as fuck and scary as fuck in them.
Exactly.
I love that your picks are, like, Halloween costumes, like, to a T, and
Yes.
then I was, like, looking online, and I was like, "Best 2023 Halloween costumes," and, like, "Which ones work for these characters?" And all of mine are pop culture
Well,
references.
that's good because now we have, like, nostalgic Halloween and, like,
Yeah.
fresh, like, ideas. I'm, like, an OG Halloween girly, so, like, when
Yes.
I'm like, "Yes, you guys would rock that!" I just love it. Yeah.
So, thinking about a pop culture reference from this year, there is no way that these 2 girlies do not dress up as, Wednesday Addams and Enid Sinclair
Ooh,
from the
yeah,
Wednesday TV show, like,
that's a
her
great one.
their aesthetics are so perfect for that, and, like, I can see Juniper, like, putting, using, like, the fake hair dye to put, like, the colorful
Yes.
strips in her hair, and they wear in the if you guys have seen the TV show, at one part, Enid gives Wednesday, like, matching sweaters. And so they, like, wear those, but then they wear it with, like, short, like, she wears it with, like, a short skirt, and, like, Fury wears it with, like, a leather pants and stuff like that to, like, make the outfit still, like, look a little hot, but, like, I feel like they're at the point of their relationship where they're like, "Yeah, we're going out there, we're doing this, but, like, also we have each other, so we don't need to go, like, as, like, slutty as, like, other people
Correct.
are gonna go. They're gonna, like, just take it chill, but I think that their aesthetics match this so perfectly with Fury being, like, the scary, dark aesthetic of Wednesday, and then Juniper being like, "I'm, like, a little satyr ballerina," and she's just so sweet, and
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
that's, like, basically Angel and Devil too, 'cause
Yes,
the
yes.
it's like the light and the dark, and they're
Mhm.
yeah, but then, like, it works together somehow, and I love it. So, I love their character. I love that relationship, and yeah, in my head, I was like, "Duh, like, this is it."
Yeah.
If you
We
so
went for the same idea. We did the exact same idea of that, like, pairing, just yeah, nostalgic, and
yeah,
then
present day.
2023.
This is why this all works out.
Amazing. Alright. Rune Dannon.
Rune
I cannot say his name
crown
without thinking
prince.
of the TikTok sound. Dun, dun, dun.
It's like yeah, Rune Dannon knew 3 things.
Oh my gosh.
Pushed
Peyton
her
came to
in
class the
absolute
other day with a shirt on that said chapter 3, and I was like, "Is that Crescent City merch? Is that for Rune Dannon?"
no.
And I was like,
I
"That
was
is
like, "What are
so
you
bold of
talking?"
you."
I looked at her, I was like, "What?" I was like, "No, it's Beauty and the Beast." 'Cause she
She's
Adele
like
was like, "Chapter 3 is my favorite part," or whatever in the song, and I got it at Disney World, and I was like, "What?"
yeah.
And now on my TikTok, it's like, And because like when I read chapter 3, I was like probably like, "Oh, that's cool." Like, yeah, and then I moved on. But all these horny
Mhm.
bitches on TikTok are like latch onto
Yeah.
that shit and they
Yeah.
go viral. Like to each their own, that's awesome. But now I see it all the time. I'm like, oh wait, that is kind of hot. But like when I'm reading it, I'm like, haha, that's cool. Next page. Like,
Oh, I read that chapter at school, and here's the thing, is that I am not a person who can read smut in person. Like,
so
spicy
you're
stuff
amazing.
needs to be an at-home read. Especially, like, depending on the level. Like, anything in the, like, ACOTAR original trilogy, that's fine. But, like, that scene, I was, like, sitting there, and I'm like, "I hope no one looks at my book. I hope that no one sees this." But I was like, "It's Crescent City. I don't think that there's gonna be smut right away." And, like, the early chapters, like, especially because I had read chapter 1 and Bryce and Hunt had the, like, no fuck rule, I was like, "Oh, I'm fine. I can read this at school."
Wrong.
Wrong. But
It's
anyways, so
but when
your favorite character that you said you remembered nothing about.
yes, Rune Dannon is my favorite character that I know nothing about. Oh, guys, I told you, like, I'm not the only one. I'm not gonna sit here and feel
Yeah.
bad about this because
No.
it is a year and a half, almost 2 years
Mhm.
away, and I remember going in my head, well, Bryce is my favorite character. I love Bryce. Like,
Yeah.
Bryce beats out, like, every other Sarah J. Maas character for me. Like, I love Bryce.
Yeah.
If I was going to dress up as a Sarah J. Maas character, I'd probably dress up as Bryce Quinlan
He
because
hasn't read Throne of Glass yet, guys.
I know, well, for
She
what
doesn't know.
yeah, I'll be Aelin or whatever the fuck her name is. I don't see. But maybe I don't know. You guys need to tell me what Sarah J. Maas character I'm the most like because who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe that'll get me to read Throne of Glass because I'll like project myself into that character. But anyways, uh, there's a Sarah J. Maas character for everyone out there. Like Aubrey's
Yeah.
obviously Nesta. Like it just fits your character very well. It fits you very well. Anyways, so yeah, Rune Dannon for me. I love him, and I was able to read more about him again, so I'm like reacquainted my knowledge, and we're good.
I forgot all these characters too. I read these books so quickly that who they are, I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." There was just, like, a mystery plot going on and
I was like, "There's a
whatever.
mystery happening." Yeah, I went on like the fanfic website, and I was like,
Yep.
uh,
Mhm.
so yeah, Rune. His character is quite interesting because he also goes on a character journey in Crescent City.
Yeah.
He is very much fratty in the beginning. Obviously,
Yeah.
he like called Bryce like a half 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 face slut or whatever. Like, and
I
it's just
don't
like he's
remember
an
that.
asshole. But then
Mhm.
obviously like shit goes down, and he like we figure out that he has a lot of demons in his life. And so
Yeah.
we have this really great guy, but he's also a douchebag. So
As all frat men are.
I had to decide what kind of effort this man was going to put into the
Mhm.
Halloween costume. And in some way, I was like, you know what? Rune seems like a kind of dude I'd hang out with on the weekends. And if I was doing a Halloween costume with a guy like this, knowing who he is, my man's is going to his bedroom. He's taking off his comforter. He's grabbing that sheet. He's cutting some holes in the eyes, and he is throwing it over his head. My man is a ghost, but not a ghost. He's a sheet ghost. Because I did that 2 years for Halloween, and I felt pretty gangster doing it. And I dressed my dog up too, and I put a sheet over his face. So, anyways, my man's going as a ghost, and I told you we're doing like OG Halloween here. But these are
Yes.
guys. This is Rune. Like he's like no effort. His room's got beer bottles, a girl from last night in the bed. He's like, "Girl, get up, get out.
Mhm.
I need that sheet from my Halloween costume.
I need that. I need that.
Before you leave, can you cut holes for me?" Because he's a guy
Yeah.
and can't do anything himself. No.
Yes.
But he's wearing a sword. Like he has a sword and like
Yeah.
he's still got all of his like gear on him. He's got like his suave to him, but he's a ghost. He's such a ghost.
No, that is perfect. I took a little bit different of a direction. I do think that, like, the root of him is it is going to be a last minute thing. And I absolutely agree that he is making people around him in his life do his costume for him. I went for the 2023 reference. I think he's going to go I think he just wants to be hot. He knows he's hot. But as a frat boy, he wants to just be the hottest option. At first, when you were saying cheat, I thought you were gonna say he goes in like a toga. And
Yeah.
I don't think that would fully fit his personality, but just the idea of like Rune and Bryce are siblings and they both are showing up to serve and be slutty. Um,
It runs with the family.
yes, it's a family trait. The Autumn King back in his prime. But anyways, I think he's going to go as Pedro Pascal, Daddy of the Year, specifically as Joel from The Last of Us.
Mhm.
And I think he's just going to wear, like, still his normal, like, leather pants. He's not taking any of his, like, earrings or jewelry out. But he's gonna, like, wear an open vest shirt and smear a little bit of, like, dirt around his face and be like, "I am so hot right now, guys."
Yes, like, I'm such a bad boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
No.
I feel like anything that Rune would wear,
Mhm.
possibly Hunt would wear, but Hunt's would be because he's, like, mature and, like, actually doesn't care, but Rune's would be, "I'm not that mature, I care, but I don't care." Like, I'm gonna act
Yeah.
like I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like my idea with the ghost pet sheet, because he's such, like, a pretty, like, he's not a pretty boy, he's like, "I'm badass," like,
Yeah.
"I'm fucking
Mhm.
powerful," like, I think he'd, like, show up and be like, "Oh, who is it? Ah, it's me," and then, like, take it off and not wear it the rest of the night.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause there'd be,
Absolutely.
just drugs and drink all over it.
Mhm.
And just, like
He has, like, a white shirt on underneath that's, like, too tight, and, like, once alcohol gets on it, it's, like, a little see-through, and he's like, "Guys, I'm still a ghost.
I'm
I
still
lost my did you see my sheet?"
Yeah, "Does anyone see my sheet?" Someone's, like, having sex on top of it. There's, like, bodily fluids on it now.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, that is
Amazing.
our Rune.
That
But
that is.
he's got, like, got the whole book, we know that, but, this is our Halloween party, we're going back to our roots here, we're having fun.
Mhm.
Um, but yes, oh my gosh. So, I have to think, out of all of these, which I'm most excited about, I don't know, like, for a second there, I really thought, like, Ethan's, like, nerdiness, like, I thought, like, that would be, like,
Mhm.
a good time, like, I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Ethan Show, I would love to see just the dynamic of, like, everyone coming together. There's a really cute fan art of everyone, like, looking over the laptop screen, like an in-scene thing. I would love to see, like, that idea of a fan art, but them all in their little, like, Halloween outfits, like, taking a group selfie or something like that. Like, as much as I didn't like the urban fantasy elements because it threw me the fuck off guard when I first read Crescent City, the idea of, like, being able to play around with, like, phones and contacts and, like, guns and stuff like that, I don't know, like, it did, like, add another level of relatability to the
Yes.
books.
Yeah, like, and that's why I said, like, as a college student, you can be like, "Oh, yeah, I know someone just like Rune," or, like, "I know someone
Yeah.
just like Ethan," so it's easier to, like, make those connections, whereas, like,
Mhm.
other series, you're like, "Whoa," like, you are, like, so far off from, like, anything I would ever see in life.
Yeah.
So, like, personality-wise even, it's just like, yeah, that doesn't
Mhm.
exist. But Sarah made these characters very relatable, and
Yeah.
yeah, so anyways.
Oh, bonus
Oh,
before we're done, because you shared what you think that
oh,
Siri
sorry, yes, of
Bryce's
course.
dog is going to be.
Yes,
Alright,
please.
guys, I went with the 20 I was, like, looking at pictures, I was like, "What does the chimera look like? What is this, like, little lion dog?" And I was like, "I think that Bryce is gonna commit to aesthetics and things. And I was like, I think she would start off with, like, what's, like, dogs or pets in media that my dog like, my pet can be dressed off of. And I thought about Bridgerton and, like, Kate's dog from Bridgerton, Newton, like, the fat corgi guy. But then I was like, I feel like wouldn't it be so much cuter if instead of having Syrinx as the dog, put him in, like, a little tiny top hat and, like, a ruffle shirt,
Yes,
like he's Antony?
I was about to say, I was like, Aubrey, I hope you put this damn thing in a hat. Like,
Yes.
that thing in a hat would just be, like, so cute.
So cute.
There was a part in the book where they're like, she like fed Syrinx like dinner and she's like, I'll be back. And they like never came back. And I was like, I forget where in the books. I was like, you like, I'm like such animal lover. So I'm like, you need to let me know that this thing is okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's like when Crescent City was like being blown up and like burnt to the ground. I think it's at the end of the
Mhm.
first book. And I was like, is Syrinx okay? And then I think in the
Let me
second book,
know.
she like drops him off with like her parents or something. Like there was like
Yeah.
Sarah made sure to let us know like, oh, like
He
I dropped off Syrinx with my mom and dad. Like
Uh-huh. Oh my god, this isn't a spoiler. No, because I feel the same way. This isn't a spoiler, but in the last Shadow and Bone book, one of the side characters gets a cat, and I was so stressed the entire book whenever this side character was on screen because I could not handle that cat. Like, if something bad happened to that cat, like, I would stop reading the book. And, like, I would any tense situation where this cat was in it, I, like, couldn't. Like, authors, if you are gonna put pets in your book, you should have to put, like, on the first page, like, "There is a cat in this story. Even if every other character brutally dies, no harm shall come to this cat. Don't worry.
the
The cat will be
same
protected."
thing happened in Divine Rivals, and that's not a spoiler
Yeah.
either. They put the cat in the closet, and I don't remember reading that they took it out of the closet. So you're telling me that that cat is still in the closet?
You gotta protect your animals.
Rebecca!
I don't wanna see no pets are allowed to die. Like, keep that like,
Yes.
if a pet is going to die, that needs to be the point of the story. That needs to be
Yes.
Marley and me.
It is
Do
so
not
true.
bring that into my fantasy world and kill off the little pets. Little pets need to
I
be
don't see
protected.
Sarah ever doing that though.
I don't think so either. I just get nervous.
I get
It's like
nervous. Because I think authors know if they do kill animals, like they will get hate.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
kill the main
I
character,
will
then kill
cancel
the
you
animal.
for
You
killing
better kill Bryce before you kill Syrinx.
Yes,
That's all I
please.
gotta say. All right. Anyways,
Amazing.
yes. Sorry, I
Yes.
totally forgot I grouped them together. But yeah, so that is like our idea. We hope this is like a fun like
Yes.
episode concept. It like kind of broke up the like book reviews and just you know
Yeah.
the deep dives, and this is like a fun little way to celebrate the Halloween season. We
Yes.
will be doing some more Halloween episodes, so stay tuned for those. This
Yes.
cat is not going away. Yeah, so I want to know, like, if obviously I hope you read the books. I hope you know these characters. Like, who would you put these
Yeah.
characters as? Obviously, I
What
had a
are
more
they?
like nostalgic like
Mhm.
idea, and Aubrey had a very close like 2023 idea. So please let us know.
Yes, and any of the side characters we missed. Like, I there was a
Oh,
few in there that, like, we didn't get to yet, and what are they dressed up as Halloween?
exactly.
Alright, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and happy reading.